GoPro stop recording. Hello everybody, and welcome back to what's going to be part 2 of putting the 4020 back together again. And we're going to start off the day by trying to figure out what the next step is supposed to be. So we'll do that. I got to open this door. It takes 2 hands. So I'm just going to put you up here and let you watch. Alright. There we go. So, quick review. Yesterday we put in the water pump and all the ancillary pieces and parts and the new belt. Reinstalled the hydraulic pump here. There were 2 lines. There's a little line down here. You can see this compression fitting that we installed, and we got this line, inserted and installed. This line here, we've got that installed and made so that it seems like it's going to be nice and sealed up. This hose will go up to the top of the oil cooler when we get it in. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. So next step is, well, before we put the, excuse me. All right, so the next step, actually, before we put that plate in, we need to connect this fuel hose to wherever it goes underneath the fuel tank here in order to be able to have fuel get to the motor. So that's probably the first thing I have to do. So I'll get on that, and that's actually not a big job. It's just I need a little piece of flexible hose and connect this line up here. And I believe this will slide and kind of snake its way underneath here to go where we want it to go, perhaps. I know the end of it's got to wind up in this cavity right here, because that's where the fuel tank is. Yeah, I wonder, no, that won't do that, will it? Nah. All right, so I got to do that. Okay, talk to you in a few. All right, so I'm ready to put this base plate on, which will be followed by the shroud and the radiator. There's the radiator there, ready to go. And that will get us going here. There's a grommet that I have to put into this little slot here that these 2 tubes will wind up through, and they'll be, sandwiched in between those. And this line needs to come up through one of these holes somewhere. Pretty sure it's going to be this one. Yeah, it is going to be this one, because a line goes through that one. This is the one that the big line goes through, and that's the little pop-in point there. So we got all that going for us. If you guys want to watch, I'll stick you up here on a toolbox, and maybe you'll be able to see what I'm trying to do. Or, I don't know, where else can I put you? Maybe up here someplace? Geez, there's just really no place. Oh, this might work. What if we did this? Can you see now? Oh, you can see just about all of it. Okay. All right, stay tuned, because here we go. All right, so first things first, we need to get all these lines going where they're supposed to be going. In order to do that, we have to go up. We got to go right between here. We got to get that one through, it came out that way. It should better darn well go through that way, right? There we go. Okay, and then And then we're just gonna let it hang right there for a sec. All right, then we got to get this line has to go up through here, and then we got to keep feeding it as we go here. And then the other line is this line right here. It is filthy. So we got to clean this off real quick. I don't know what happened, but you guys went away for a minute. It's okay. As long as we can make this happen over here. There we go. There we go. All right. Now, I suppose that what I ought to be doing is getting that line through there somehow and getting it hooked on to its home. When did I just kick off of here? I cannot remember what I saw fall. Oh, the grommet. Where'd that go? Ah, there you are. Yay, where's that girls? Boys and girls. Okay. Now. We're not even close. Right there. Oh, it was there. It was there. Well, I think we're threaded on there. Okay. There. Now, just gotta get it tightened up with my 1-inch. Give it the big 1-inch. I know that sounded a little crass, but it's a 1-inch wrench, see? This wrench right there, 1 inch. Now, if I can just get on there and turn that to get it nice and snug, this might not be at all Oh, that was a pretty good turn. That was a real good turn. Oh, the lovely Christina's home. Hey, by golly, I think I got it. Okay. Holy cow, guys. That was the one I was worried about. Now I'm worried about the rest of them because one goes easy, the rest of them may not be as easy. Well, let's see what we can do here, though. The next thing to wrestle with is this grommet that goes right in this little slot here with those two little lines around it. So just have to kind of work this back in here. Oh, we can take this board out of here, can't we? There we go. Oh, you know what I should have done? Dang it. I should have put this thing in first. So now I have to pop that up again. Oh yeah, we do. We gotta get it up. So we can put a clamp around it. Well, all right, guys, here we are back again at the 4020, and yeah, I guess it's the next day after the. I don't know if we're gonna do this in one video or two, so or 3 or 20. I don't know. I'd rather do it in fewer videos. We can get it all done and get on to something else. That's my whole thing here. So anyway, we're ready for a radiator. We got this plate on. We got the lines pretty much all situated here. They do need to be kind of, you know, mumbo jumboed up there a little bit to kind of get them in order. But we got one more to hook up too. So but the thing to hook it up to isn't here yet. We're not to that part. Yeah, let's get a radiator in there. I'm still trying to figure out where the isolation pads go, but I don't know. I bought this isolation pad. It's just one, like a belt of this material here, and I suppose you're supposed to cut it and put it in strategic places to keep it from vibrating and keep it from rattling, I guess. So we're gonna see what it looks like when we get the radiator on there and see if we need to add any of those things. Hopefully we'll figure something out. Anyway, let's see. How about we get you guys to watch what's going on somehow or another. I don't know where. It's over here, I guess. All right, so got this radiator put in, so we're gonna very carefully pick it up. I did send it out to a radiator shop and got it checked out so that I know that it's not leaking or anything. Yeah, holy, oh boy. All right, so this thing is clumsy as all get out. Let's see if we can just rock this baby in here. How about like that? Come on. Oh. Whoa. Hey, by golly, I think we're in. What we're going to do is center it a little bit. Come on, big fella. You can do it. All right, let's see how that works out for us. All right, so what I don't know is how tight, that's how tight we can do this here. As the radiator hooks on to there. Let's see if we got the other spring loaded. I gotta clean these off. I never cleaned this one off. Oh my gosh, this thing is filthy. GoPros, well, I'm gonna go clean this up. You guys kinda, you know, chill out. Talks amongst yourselves. Okay, I'm back. Now we're a little cleaner than we were. It's gonna have to be good enough. I gotta get this thing together. Because I gotta tell you that planting time is now. I see everybody in the world running up and down the road with their farm equipment, and I'm not yet. But I need to. I don't need to run up or down the road, not very far anyway. But I do have, let's face it, I got things to do, man. So anyway, we'll get this thing put in here. I'm gonna tighten up these spring loaders here, and then we'll get the hoses put on. Okay, for better or worse, we've got the standard radiator in. I don't know, the guy said it was good, so we're going to assume that. And then also we have the oil cooler, which is also like a second radiator to cool the oil with. Got that in there, and I did a little fancy zip tie work, and now I don't know that I really needed to, because I think there's a clamp on one of the rods that go from here to the gas tank or the fuel tank. So I guess that's where we're at. We're going to do the fuel tank next. Actually, we have to put the nose cone on first, and then the fuel tank, because if you try to put the nose cone on after the fuel tank, you can't get the little screws down in here very easily, I don't think. I didn't have an easy time getting them out until I got the fuel tank out. So we'll just nose cone it up here next. So hang on, and I'll bring that over, and we'll see if we can't get some of those put in there. All right, so I forgot to turn the camera back on, but we got the nose piece on here. I had to take it over and pressure wash it real quick. It's pretty dirty. So trying to get this thing unfunkified here if I can, you know. It's a filthy old tractor, and it's just done nothing but work its entire life. And it isn't doing anything any different here. It's working. Every time I'm running it, it's working. You know, it does my tillage. You run the chisel plow, the disc, the column mulcher with it. I haven't even given it any easy jobs yet. I don't know why that's not going in there. Why aren't you threading here, pal? Gotta whack it one more time here with this piece of wood. Oh, I bet that'll do it. It looks a little better lined up. Wait. There it goes. Now cooking with Crisco. All right, let's get the rest of these bolts in here. Well, folks, I don't know if can you see this? This piece of pipe. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it was in the gas. It was in the fuel tank. Rolling around in there. Who knows what for? I have no idea. But it doesn't look like it's one of the things that would be like an electronical or electrolysis sort of thing to keep things from rusting or something like that. But geez, I don't know why it'd be rolling around in there loose like that. So I took it out, and I'm all messed up here. I can't even touch the camera and stuff. So anyway, yeah, this is... If anybody knows what the purpose of this thing is, I mean, I can always throw it back in the tank later. But I was fishing out the old sending unit for the fuel sending unit out there because it wasn't working very well. I got a new one, and we're gonna put that in, which is a real easy job. So nobody needs to really watch that. It's gonna take me 2 minutes, and I will show you. I don't know. We'll show you putting this tank in. And then hopefully we'll all be very happy afterwards. All right, well, now that we basically have the fuel tank placed in here, the only thing I got to do now is go up underneath and connect the line to the tank. And that should pretty much get that all done. And then, oh, and then there's a wire that needs to be connected to the new sending unit. And that I'm gonna have to snake on over here and get that done. Look, that's ready to go there, buddy. Did you see that? Ready to go. All right. So anyway, since we're at this point, let's turn our attention to the air cleaner. Boy, that thing, I didn't wash that off, did I? All right, I gotta go wash the air cleaner. I'll be right back. Alright, so as you all probably well know, air cleaner goes right back and attaches to the gas tank, the fuel tank. And we're still kind of wet here, but we're going to try to get this on. It's not too much poopily doopala. Right there, huh? Yep. Yeah, how can I hold this here? I don't have anything to stick in there. I got nothing. Kids, I got nothing here. Ooh. Well, I can see how that would have been the problem there, huh? Hold on just a second here. I've got, yeah, something to set that, block that up on. Careful. All right, so some of the pitfalls here. This keeps sliding down here, and I need more to block that up there. So I got to find a couple more chunks of something here to stick in there to hold it until I can tighten up the bottom clamp band at least. I don't know what I got. What do I have? Have I got anything at all? Well, here's a little chunk of 2x4. Here's a little chunk of that. Let's see if this helps us at all. Alright, we'll try again here. Try for some more. That lifts us up a little bit. Oh, that might actually put us right where we want to be. It does put us right where we want to be. Now let's just get this band, this clamp all figured out here. Oh, really? Alright, we'll be taking that apart again. See, this is why you gotta think things through. So, I fastened the return line onto the fuel tank there. And it has to be not fastened on there, and it has to be disconnected in order to be able to get this top ring on. So that's just not the greatest thing I ever tried to do, is it now? So let's go ahead and untighten it. Oh yeah, look at me go. Oh man, master mechanic, big old Bob here. Yes sirree. If it wasn't for the third and fourth time I have to do things, I would never learn anything. There we go. Ah, there. Now we can get that ring put on. Baby. Okay, now. How were these things? Was this way? Yeah. I think so. I think it was a situation where I was able to get to all this stuff. Let me focus you a little bit there. Alright, so we're just about done with these mounting bands for the fuel tank, which also ties together the oil cooler and the air cleaner, and then everything can live happily ever after, right? Sure can. Okay, and then that seems pretty solid. And then after that, we will put these sockets away. Now we can finally put on the overflow tube to the fuel tank. Oh yeah, look at that. Like butter. Get a 9/16 open-end wrench in order to make this work. That's a 9/16. Look at that. It's not 9/16. It must be a half. Well, Bob, you just can't remember anything here. You can't remember all the stuff. That's why we do trial and error on everything. Look at that. Half inch fits perfect. Let's go ahead and snug this up so we're good and tight. There we go. And then, what's next? Well, I can either do the connecting rods between the fuel tank strap and the radiator, which I like that idea. I think that's what we're going to do. We have a couple of those to take care of here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Let me tell you one thing, though, fellas, is that anything you put on the floor, you better know what it's worth when you get older, because you know, I personally have an over/under of $20 on anything that falls on the floor that I don't want to go after. So So it's got to be worth 20 bucks before I'll decide whether or not it's worth going after. And that is my reality. All right, so here's this rod that goes on this side, and you can tell that it does because it slips in here, and it also slips in here. Well, but the most important thing is that this clamp slips in here. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, so it looks like these. That's got to go. See, I totally forgot about these rods when I put this put these two zip ties on here with the little rubber boot. Now I don't need any of that stuff because, come on, there's a reason because, come on guys, help me out here. You dirty rat. Oh, that probably wasn't supposed to do that. There, burr. Alright, so let's see here. Can we get this thing in here? No, we cannot. Why can't we? Because nothing ever goes back the way it starts out, right? But we're getting closer though. So let's see here. What do I have to do? Does it go like that? Or is it? Yeah, it surely must go like that. Okay. As you can tell, it's going to fit just by looking at it there. Plus, I mean, it's so close. Ah, okay, we got that. I think if we just tap on that with a hammer, we should be able to make that go to its home, right? Just like that. Nice. Okay. And I'm not sure what bolts onto there. I can't remember anymore. But I'm pretty sure I'll be reminded later on after I'm 3 steps past where I should have put that on there. Okay, so let's see about this. That looks, I don't know. Does that look like it's upside down? No. Does that look like it was supposed to be twirled around? No, but it sure looks like these used to be down here where these marks, where it's, you know, cleaner where there's no paint on it. To get this to go over that, I don't know. Oh, haha! Semi-success. Now all we gotta do is run this nut back where it started from, and we should be okay. How about that? That looks splendiferous. Okay. So, I don't know what the next thing is here, right at the moment. I guess we can hook some hoses up here. We got a couple to do. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna go wash these first though, because they are disgustingly dirty. Give them a little squirt. We got these two here. They are very dirty, so we're gonna go ahead and give them a little squirt here. And I get it. This is a two-piecer. This goes here, like that, and then this goes, well, maybe the other way. It probably goes like that. And this goes like that. So yeah, we're gonna wash these two and then put them together. And everything will be cool. So we got this tube kind of placed. We're going to stick the other one in here and mate it up with this one. I just want to take these band clamps a little bit loose so I can move it down and get it clamped on good. But we're not going to clamp it just yet. Let's see, we'll loosen this one and scoot it up so we can run that other piece in there. Just like that. And then up it goes. Okay. Looking good. And now this goes up in there and down on there. So I'm not sure which one goes first, but it's going regardless of whatever we decide it's going to be. Hang on. I gotta put you down somewhere. Just chill a little bit there and you'll be okay. I don't know if you can see pretty good like this. Maybe you can. I don't know. All right, now let's try to get this on here. You know, that doesn't really take much hosing to get that figured out, does it? All right, so all we got to do is tighten up these clamps, and we'll be pretty good up top here. So I'm not really sure what's the deal with this camera, but it is not acting very well. I have another camera, and I'm going to switch them, and hopefully the new camera will do better. It hasn't been used nearly as much as this camera. But anyway, we are connecting the air tubes, the clean air intake tubes over here. And we only got a couple more clamps to snug up. And then we'll be able to, we'll be pretty good on this. I gotta get that down there just a little lower. There we go. Okay, so that's on there. You may have noticed that there's an empty hole in the top of the air cleaner assembly. And at one time, this must have had a pre-cleaner on it, and that would be a pipe that shoots up through the hood and has one of those plastic gizmo thingies on it, which I didn't show you the right way that works, so I'll try that again. So anyway, this piece of pipe had a extension that took it up through the hood, probably took it up about this high, and then had one of those plastic pre-cleaner air intake thingies on it to help pre-clean the air, because I guess it looks like all the air goes in through here and then up and all the way down to the bottom and then up through the filter and then out through here. Shoop. So, at least I think that's what it does. How would I know? All I know is that the filter gets dirty a lot when you're out in the dusty field. So, anyway. Alright, so this is all pretty together. I got a couple more I still got a couple little things to do. Alright, so let's see. I don't even know if I have a small enough wrench to do the thing I want to do. I have a little crescent wrench. Oh, little crescent wrench, where are you now? All right, there's wire that needs to be hooked up to right there. And the sooner we can find that wire, the absolute better. Okay. So what I should do with this wire is zip tie it here and then zip tie it up here and then put an extension on it, because this thing was down all the way down here like this coming across, and I don't like that. I think it needs to be routed better. So we will, and plus this wire is not in very good shape. So I don't know if I have any orange wire or not. I don't think I do. I gotta look. Do you have any orange wire in any of the old harnesses I got hanging around here? I don't think they used orange wire. I see some yellow. I don't think I want to use yellow though, because yellow is this one. So let's opt for orange if we can do that. Maybe I'll go see Andy and see if he's got some orange. We'll do that later. All right, so we got that. So, I don't have anything to lay on very good here, very well here. I should probably throw a tire underneath to get myself elevated. What needs to be done now is the thing that's going to be kind of tricky, because it's just not much fun. But I think we can make this happen. If we take this tire off of the little Ford here, put it under here like that, and then, whoops, I'm showing the wrong thing. And then we grab this piece of plywood right there. And we put that right on there, like that, and then I can crawl up underneath. Now I forget what size, 5/8, that's what size it is. And I need a 5/8 line wrench to be able to make this work. Or possibly a 5/8 offset. So we'll take both. And that way we'll have them both underneath there. And that will be really good. And I probably won't be able to see, and I probably don't have any batteries. So let me go get some batteries for the flashlight, and we'll see what we can do. Lost my hat. Oh, here it is. Thing falling down, falling off my head every time I crawl down on the floor. All right, so anyway, I made a little platform, make it easier to reach up in there. I got that Oh, that line, the fuel line hooked to the tank. And let's see if we have a flashlight here. There we go. The only thing left to do here is to reconnect these two little clamps. It looks like we're good to go then after that. Happy days. That's not bad. We got that, and then I got this piece of wire to contend with, and that'll be a couple of zip ties and extension of this thing. So gonna have to go and get a heat gun and other such things, right? What is going on in here? Oh, nothing. Okay, good. All right, so these two clamps, and then we're getting, we're almost rounding third and heading for home here, boys. Almost. So let's go ahead and put some of these things down. I need a little screwdriver. Let me go get one. Oh, here's one here. Look at that. All right, so I'm gonna put those on, and I'll talk to you in just a couple of minutes. All right, so I've just been going through all the cabling and the wires and the fittings and all that good stuff, trying to make sure that I've got stuff buttoned up here before I start like pouring fuel into it and putting antifreeze in it, which actually I have to go buy antifreeze because I don't have any. So we'll be doing that. Yeah, and then just making sure that any of the fittings that may not have gotten tightened up have gotten tightened up, and I think I've gone through everything now, so we'll see what happens when I go and fire it up here, but it's not ready yet. We don't have any fuel in the tank, and we don't have any antifreeze in the radiator or in the engine block for that matter. So the next thing on the block here is to change the tachometer. And the deal with the tachometer is that it doesn't work. The tach part of it works. It tells me how fast the engine's running and all that good stuff. But the main problem is it's not registering any hours. So, this tractor isn't getting any older, believe it or not. So it has the same number of hours on it as when I got it 4 years ago. And I only just noticed it last spring. So I don't know how many hours it really has on it. It shows like 4,000 and change here. I don't even know. I can't even get up there. Hang on just a sec. We'll get around the other side where the steps are. Because we got some Bob style steps, which is the old man steps, only I'm the old man, so there you go. Anyway, it's been showing 4249.9 ever since the day I got it, and probably for quite a while before that. So I went ahead and ordered a new one, which will come with a functioning gear selector on there to tell you what your speed is, which I think will be pretty nice. And also the fuel, oh yeah, that works. That's a good thing. And I don't know. I just don't know anything else here. So anyway, we gotta kind of like take this whole dashboard loose so we can get back behind there and get access to there's two on top and then probably two on the bottom here. Little screws that have little clamps on it to hold the thing in there. And can't get to the bottom ones without taking this loose, doesn't look like to me. So that's what we're doing next. Okay, so got the old one out here, the old tack. I'm just going to hang on to it because I know it had at least 4,249.9 hours on it. But yeah, you can see this thing it's all froze up. I can't make this thing turn at all. To show you what gear you're in. Well, and plus, it's just not registering hours, so it is broke. It is broke as broke can be. So anyway, we got the nice new one here. And after I put this in, I'll have a brand new tractor, which would be freaking fabulous, right? So anyway, that should fit in the same hole. It looks about the same size. The only thing I don't know what it's for is, you see this little casting back here with all these little tube things coming out of it? I have no idea what that's all about. Yeah, I don't know. Just don't know. But, I know. I'm pretty sure I don't use that, so I guess that's just gonna get dust in it. I wonder if that's solid back in there. It's sealed. Clear plastic though. So does that let oh, I bet you that's to put a light in there, isn't it? And I don't have a light on here to put in there, so I guess we won't worry about it right now. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get to putting this thing on and we'll get her hooked up and everything will be pretty copacetic, I guess. Oh, and here comes the lovely Christine. Back from a mowing adventure. So anyway, I'm going to get this put in and then, you know, other than putting fluids in it, I think we're going to be about ready to roll here. So, yeah, stay tuned for the big fire up. Alright, so I think we're pretty much to the button-up stage here. And I'm just refastening the dashboard back to its previous location here. And as soon as I get these tightened up, I thought this wasn't going to take as long as it's taking. Hey, we put the long bolt in this one, and I know why. Because there's also an anchor point for the wiring harness. Keep it kind of collected. So we got this little spacer that goes right there, and then the wiring harness. If I can get it on here. What the heck happened? What happened? Something happened to it. What is it? Hey, where'd it go? What? Oh, for crying out loud, people. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, I thought that was going to be a problem there for a second. But it was not. Oh, come on, let's get done here. You know. We need that. We'll do this and this. And that will finish tightening this thing. Oh, this is on a clamp here too, isn't it? Oh yeah. Forgot about this. Little clamp. This little line that you see here is also the one I disconnected the compression fitting for. I traced it around and it goes to the ether spray. So starting fluid supposedly can be shot through the system and wind up down in the intake manifold and be able to help the tractor start in the wintertime. And that's all fine and dandy. I've never used it because I don't normally use this one in the wintertime at all. If I need a tractor in the wintertime, I have a block heater on the 2840. So that's what we'll use. And this guy can just rest over the winter. All right, now One more thing on the dashboard, and that is for the new tachometer here, I have to put this knob on. And other than that, where's that knob? Right there. It goes on that little shaft right there. So hang on, I'll go get that stuff. Alright, so you got to pour this kind of slow here, otherwise you shoot the stuff all over the tractor, which is not great. We're almost done. This is actually the fifth gallon I poured in here. I took 5 gallons out, and I think the level was decent when I did it, so it looks like maybe I'm not having any problems as far as... Alright, now I gotta climb up there and check the level, so I will do that here in just a sec. Ow! Good thing everything's cold, or I wouldn't have anything to grab onto. Well, looks like we could go some more yet. We will start this all over again. Alright, so sitting here on the 4020. Yeah, it's ready to start. I had to go through just about every connection that I tried to make and check them to make sure they didn't leak, and quite a few of them did. So after tightening up a lot of band clamps and actually tightening up some bolts that I'd forgotten to tighten to hold the hydraulic pump on. Yeah, that could have been very impressive out in the field when that all fell off, right? So anyway, I think I've got it ready to go. We're going to fire it up. So hang on here. Here we go. This should just go, right? Should just go. Here we go. And we're going. See if there's any leaks. Okay, we're looking good on this side, pretty much. All that moisture was from before. I started it up and all the oil just flew everywhere, but I figured that out. Oh, we got an oil leak on there. I just don't know how to fix that. There's probably an O-ring or something that that holds on. That's probably my whole problem with the oil cooler. I'm going to have to go in the book and figure that one out. I know there's a gasket set for this. One there, and one there. And I don't think there's anything else that does anything to it. So there must be an O-ring up in here. Well, it seems to be running. Doesn't seem to be anything leaking. If it was leaking, you'd see the dripping. I'm not seeing anything dripping on the floor, so I mean that's all from previous. Oh, you know what we didn't do though is see if we didn't look and see if the tachometer worked. Better check that. Oh yeah. Is put the sheet metal on and the weights up front, and we should be pretty much ready to go. So, and it's go time, boys and girls. It is go time tomorrow in the field. So I will see you later. Thanks for watching, and let's turn this thing off. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Bob on the Farm, where you can see other great adventures such as this. Well, it's done, and hopefully we've staved off most of the leaks. I'm not under any delusion that I was able to get them all. I think I got them all up front there. I know I was wrestling. You guys did. Didn't put it on film because it goes against my better nature to have you hear that language coming out of my mouth. But anyway, yeah, we've got her together, and you can see we are together. We got the hood on, we got the, oh goodness sakes. We got the engine so it'll run. I charged up the batteries. Everything's good, man. Listen to this thing. Oh yeah, you gotta do that. Purrs like a kid. I don't know about this for camera anymore. This thing gives me thing causes me consternation. So anyway, what I started to say before is I didn't put the final touches of this on video because you would not have wanted to hear the language coming out of my mouth. So anyway, here we are, purring like a kitten. It sure sounds a lot better without all the rattling and clattering. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Everybody have a good night, good day, good week, whatever it is you got, have a good one.